Hey guys, I'm Sdanwolf and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fantasyland Part 2 where we have got quite a bit of work done here. So I guess let's just go ahead and we'll just do a rundown of everything that I've added so far, kind of what my thoughts are on it, and yeah, we'll just kind of do a little rundown from here. So obviously you've got the Haunted Mansion here, but when you cross over off to the right and make your way up this path, you would typically come to It's a Small World Facade. And I thought, since I'm not actually doing a small world, like the actual ride, that Facade would probably just be kind of boring sitting there. And so what I thought would be pretty neat and ties in with the whole fantasy concept pretty cool is the old Tony Baxter Discovery Bay idea, the little area that I put together a long time ago with the kind of like the Hyperion airship hangar. I figured I've got it set up really neat for a Fantasyland train station, because I'm still not too sure if I'll end up doing the train station over in the Carnival Land, or even if I want to have the Carnival Land. I'm just not totally sure about that yet. But yeah, I figured a nice little fill-in area over here for the back of Fantasyland was to get the little Discovery Bay type area in here. So you've got the big galleon and you've got the Hyperion and a couple little towers and then a movie show building over there, and we've got some food and all that. And that will essentially sit behind Pinocchio's village here. So probably get some trees up over here to just kind of block those sight lines, so once you leave the little Pinocchio area, you can't really see all much back in there. But I still think this whole area, there's a ton of work to still do. But nonetheless, it is coming along pretty good. I've got Sir Mickey's built right here when you first come in. So that'll eventually, right here, will be little shops and stuff. And then, of course, we've got around the corner that kind of makes its way over here to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train entrance. But we got to have some more facades over here. We've got the princess, kind of like the little princess facade I can start working on. But yeah, just a lot of work. And luckily, like I said, I had the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train facade from that little individual build that I started a while ago, and so that's pretty cool to have that kind of setting right here, and it's all kind of filling out, and I'm getting more of the foliage in, and it's taking its place. Another cool thing that I started just a day or two ago is I will have the Be Our Guest restaurant. So I was able to do the little kind of forced perspective, Belle's Castle back there. We've got the little menu rack here, and we've got the bridge that goes across the water. And yeah, so the little castle was a little tough, but not too bad. You see, I've got the towers are actually the chimney pieces, and I've got the gazebo is kind of like that circle teal piece. And I don't actually have the little bridge yet or anything, but the whole little, like I said, the little forest perspective castle actually works out pretty cool. And I've got the little my little makeshift lion guys, my little lion statues here. So yeah, the Be Our Guest restaurant is coming along. I've started on the little Gaston's Tavern area over here. We've got my other little makeshift Gaston. And so yeah, we've got his little tavern going, and we've still got to fill the rest of this out. And of course, we've got to start on the Little Mermaid facade, and that is going to be very interesting, very, very tough. But really the big goal here was to kind of fill in this back area, like I said, just because I didn't want to leave it totally blank, or just fill it up with a ton of trees and a ton of foliage. So that was like I said, pretty neat that I'm still able to. I know some people were saying, well, didn't you already use the Discovery Bay in the water park? I did, but it was kind of like a watered down version of Discovery Bay. So not 100% like I envisioned it or like I wanted it. So anyways, I think the Discovery Bay will work pretty cool back there at the back part of Fantasyland. And then, like I said, we're kind of making the big arch over this way, or the big arc. And I think that the next thing I really need to tackle is coming up with a good Little Mermaid facade. So anyways, guys, yeah, I just wanted to kind of jump in here and show you what was going on with that and in the whole back part of Fantasyland. So yeah, guys, like I said, still a ton of work left to do, but still having a lot of fun on this project. And I guess one thing maybe I like to do before we go is, if anybody is new, this whole project is kind of like my Disney World inspired project. I'm even thinking about maybe calling it like Disney World Mountain Kingdom. Just trying to put a little bit of different flair on it because, yeah, it's heavily influenced off of Disney World, but I have kind of thrown in a little bit of my own design here and there, morphed the layout a little bit. And so that is kind of, that is what you're seeing here. So, of course, right when you come in, you've got Main Street USA, which, I've shouted out Swiss and a lot of those guys that have contributed to the awesome little Main Street facades. And then you make your way down through here, and I've kind of split it up into two hubs. Like, this is your first little area, where I figured you could watch the fireworks and the parade would come down through. And then once you make your way kind of across the Royal Bridge here, this is the main hub area. Down here, I've got these little guys set up like they're kind of filming these little the Fairy Tale Witch and all that, like they're filming a little commercial or a little TV spot down there. But yeah, this is essentially the main hub. So like we said before, if you make your way off to the left through this path, let me just spin it here. Like I said, if you're seeing a lot of jerking, I apologize for the horrible frame, but I've just packed so much into this park. We are running very low on our frame rate here, but nonetheless, if you make your way down through here, you've got Adventureland. So, obviously this actually doesn't even look like this anymore because this is the new Club 33. So they've kind of closed all of this little building in now. You don't actually walk underneath this little section, kind of like I have it. It's just one building now. So, like I said, that is the brand new Club 33. That they're finishing up on. But nonetheless, we'll leave it like that in our little design. I threw in our little statue temple guy here because I thought that looked pretty cool with the whole Adventureland vibe. We've got Oak Terrace, and then, of course, once you make your way over here and you're looking across the Skipper Canteen, we've got the Swiss Family's Treehouse, which is a really, really fun. Even nowadays when I'm actually in the park, I always make it a point to go over there and just climb up in that, and always kind of just like wish it was in my backyard. So, but anyways, so you move your way down a little farther down in Adventureland, and you've got Zanzibar Trading Company, and we've got the cargo planes. My makeshift Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride. And then, of course, if you peel off to the left, right over here off to the left and down the little hill, I've got my little Jungle Cruise facade and all of that going on down in there. And then if you decide to leave Jungle Cruise or not make your way down that way, you can kind of peel back. I kind of added my little Mina's Cafe over here because I thought that fit. I thought my little cafe off of Black Ops 4 kind of fit the whole Adventureland type vibe. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Like, the people could set up here on this higher balcony and kind of look down on this main little crossroad of Adventureland and the cargo planes. But once you leave there, you round the corner, and then you are in the Caribbean pirate area. So yes, this is my little Pirates of the Caribbean facade, and all the little buildings and stuff that entail that. And then once you cross under this little pathway, you make your way into Frontierland. We've got Andre's Splash Mountain over here. And then we've got my interpretation, my kind of like my little fantasy build here of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So it's got my own little custom layout with just a couple little things kind of tossed in here and there. From the actual ride. But, it's funny. It's like I was telling people when they were saying, oh, man, it'd be neat if you had, like, you did the bat scene and the explosions. It's like I said, though, that is really cool. But a lot of this, like, it's already, like, if I zoom out here, you can see this is already so expansive and so piece count heavy. What I say we were last time, like, we're almost to 50,000 pieces. I just, some of these things they have, like especially the back part of the layout over here, it has to be a little simplified, because like I said, we've still got the whole park to go. I mean, you can see even just all the pieces we used here for the Haunted Mansion, that definitely has to be implied. And then, like I said, Discovery Cove, or Discovery Bay, excuse me, just all the little stuff, like even my little facades down here is, probably over 1,000 pieces just coming into Fantasyland here. And we've also got the little transition point from Liberty Square over into Fantasyland. And then, of course, like at the beginning of the video, you kind of make your way back here to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and then the Forced Perspective Belle's Castle, and be our guest restaurant to kind of wrap us up here on this episode. And like I said, we're still pushing out further. The next episode, probably part 3, we'll be heavily involved with the mermaid facade. Little Mermaid facade, so we got to get working on that. Got to finish the foliage up on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and probably go ahead and get it open to start pulling some guests over here, because it's always neat to see them walking around and when we're doing this filming and stuff. So yeah, be thinking next up is the Little Mermaid is big on our radar. And still, I don't know about the carnival area. I don't know if I'll do that. I know that the Dumbo, the dual Dumbo rides are really important to people, but I just don't know if that will end up being foliage, because I'm really kind of geeked up to get started on right here. This whole area is kind of reserved for Tomorrowland, and getting the People Mover put in and finding out how in the world I'm going to copy the Orbitron. I have no clue on that yet, but really, if you've been with me since the beginning here, I've had no clue on any of this stuff. I had no clue how I was going to do, Adventureland, none of that stuff. So that is kind of just another little part of of the deal we have going here. So anyways, like I said, thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me, and give me a big thumbs up if you end up enjoying this build, and let me know what you think about Fantasyland Part 2, and we will continue with rolling on with Part 3. So I'm Sdanwolf. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See you guys.